Hello, welcome back to Mayor Wrestling. Today we're going to be doing my top 10 WWE Current Superstars. This list was harder to make than I thought. I'm going to start off with honourable mentions. The list might seem a bit controversial. There's probably some superstars that are in the honourable mentions and not even in the top 10 that some people might love, so I apologise in advance. But like I said, just going to get into it. This list was a lot harder than I thought. Well, again, start with some honourable mentions. These honourable mentions are in no particular order. Starting off with Andrade. I think he's great. He's just not used the best, but his feud with Carmelo in LA has been brilliant. And speaking of Carmelo, here's another honourable mention. Same reason as Andrade. Great wrestler. I don't think he's used to his full potential at the minute. Busy roster, so. And then Chad Gable. What can I say about Chad that hasn't already been said? He's a great wrestler. He just missed his opportunity, unfortunately, due to bad booking. LA Knight, same reasons as Andrade. I think he's great, but he's pretty much just a catchphrase at this point. His push is kind of over in my eyes. Roman Reigns, like I said, probably a controversial one. I think he's great. I just don't think he's top 10 in my eyes. There's a few better ones out there, personally, for many reasons. Sami Zayn, so close. He was on the edge of being in the 10. I just don't think he's had storyline just for the last couple of years recently, but Sheamus, currently in a career resurgence, I'd say. I think he's doing great. The banger after banger stuff is brilliant. But he's had a bit of a lull recently. Tiffany Stratton, I mean, come on. She's killing it at the minute. Everyone wants her to cash in, everyone wants her to be women's champion, but they just won't pull the trigger. But soon, I hope. Probably the only one of the NXT guys on here, Trick Williams. I think he's too good for NXT. He's main roster ready. He's probably the only reason I watch him with one other person in NXT. Right, and that's it for the honourable mentions. Let's get into number 10. Number 10 is Big Bronson Reed. This may be a bit of recency bias, but his current work has been brilliant. I've always thought he was good. What he's been doing recently, I've been killing it. You know, the stuff with Braun Strowman, the stuff with Seth, and now in the Bloodline War Games. I think he deserves number 10. Number 9 is Pete Dunne. This one's definitely a personal favourite of mine. I've watched him for years before he came to WWE. I've seen him live. I think he does great work in the WWE. He's one of their workhorses across all three brands. Banger match after banger match with Sheamus and whoever else he goes up against. And he plays that wormy little character where you can't beat him and he'll kick your ass. And the finger manipulation's great out of all of that sort of stuff. So it's definitely a personal bias of mine. Of course, she's going to be on the list. She's been great. Garbage stuff for Mia Yim. Hopefully this US title win. I wish I put her higher, but the couple of superstars up there are slightly longer legacies, etc. and stuff like that. But her recent stuff's been brilliant. The comedy stuff's great. I wish she just won the world title by now. Now I am putting a group on the list. The White Six. I mean, as a group, they're the thing. I think all the individual characters are still great. I was a massive fan of Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace. Got tattooed on my arm and things like that, so that says it all, really. And then when they debuted, their debut was brilliant. I loved all the vignettes, everything. The work they're now doing with The Miz is still great. The stuff to do with Chad was great. I just can't wait to see him carry on. And number 6, we have Gunther. I wish I could have put him higher. I think his stuff in the UK, European scene were great. He's done a lot of stuff in the WWE. However, the top 5 are some people that he will never top yet. I think he's a great worker. I love his matches, love his moveset, everything. It's just not quite top 5 for me. Of course, it's Rhea Ripley at number 5, the highest ranking woman on the list. For obvious reasons, she's transcended the women's division, she's transcended brands. She's one of the most marketable women. You just go on the internet and everyone's fangirling for Rhea. I think she's great in the ring, great character. The stuff with Dom, yeah, it's getting a bit old now, but I still think it's interesting enough to carry it on. So for that reason, it's number 5. And number 4, we have Drew McIntyre. Him and third place person. I flipped them around 5-6 times before I hit record. Drew McIntyre is one of my all-time favourites. Followed him when he left WWE after getting sacked. The 3MB stuff before that. All the stuff he did with WCPW, TNA, everything. I followed him continuously outside of there since he returned to WWE. So his feuds, pretty much all of his feuds have been stellar. The Seth feud, then turned to the CM Punk feud and that epic Hell in a Cell match. But there's a certain reason why, unfortunately, he is 4th, and we'll get to that when we hit number 3. And number 3 is Cody Rhodes. Same reason I mentioned with Drew. I followed his career after he got sacked after the Stardust, left after the Stardust situation. His career from then when he debuted against Randy Orton with his dad. I followed all of that, and then when he left. Same again with Drew. I watched him in the Indies, TNA, ROH, the UK scene, everything. I followed his career massively. When he came back to the WWE, the Seth stuff was great. But the reason he topped Drew is for WrestleMania 40, the Night 2 main event. That is a moment that I don't think I'll ever get topped. In my opinion, it was match of the year, match of the decade, match of ever. And the victory was the icing on the cake. Number 2, not one that many people would expect to be this high, is Kevin Owens. I've loved his WWE career. I followed him in ROH against Aldo Generico and all that sort of stuff. And I think the stuff he's doing currently as well has been amazing. He deserves another title run. I can't believe he's just been, 6-something years since he's won it? Ridiculous. He does great work, he's great in ring, great on the mic, everything. He deserves a bigger push. The fact that he's number 2 is because his work is incredible, his character work is brilliant. I absolutely love KO. Number 1, to the surprise of absolutely no one, is Randy Orton. He's my favourite all time, so he's going to be my favourite current. His work's great, his story works great, he plays that nice, not a tweener character, but he could do anything he wants because it's Randy Orton basically. The stuff he's doing with Kevin Owens currently is great as well, but his legacy is what carries him to number 1. The guy who's the GOAT. There's no one better. So that's my top 10. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to agree, disagree, and let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Right, thank you all. Get out of here.